What has 2020 taught you? There's never enough time to do all the nothing you want. I feel this, man. I thought that with all the extra time I had I would get so much more done. Turns out I just need to get a lot better at time management. Edit. If anyone is reading this and has suggestions for a book, article, or any other resource for getting more done and wasting less time, please share. I really want to improve this area of my life. How f***ing stupid humans are. Came here to say how disappointed I am to find out that there are so many stupid, hateful racist morons among my countrymen. I always knew there was an element of that in society. I never knew it was so many damned people. Though. Makes me wonder how we ever got beyond living in caves and flinging poo at each other. Life is always subject to change. Get out there and do the things you want to do because one day you may not be able to. But Corona. I need to see my mates face to face more than I realize. Couldn't agree more. Considered myself an introvert for the longest time, but I'm realizing how important human contact really is for me. Your day feel bad, but it can get worse. That I'm nowhere as much of a loner as I thought I was. I may not be the most sociable person of the universe, but spending months holed up in my room with basically no real human contact got old fast. People mistake introvert for no social interaction. We just don't like big crowds where everyone is yelling and you can't have a conversation and you don't know most people. What we want is a small close group of friends, 1-5 other people we are very intimate and deep with. That 2016 wasn't as bad as I thought. Every year since then I've said, well, at least it's not as bad as 2016, and now I can't anymore. It's like we've been living in the "this is fine" meme for 4 years, but now everything is still on fire and also full of murder hornets. Adulthood sucks and everyone around you leaves. Oh, and cancer f***ing sucks too. FCK pancreatic cancer and FCK prostate cancer. Fuck lung cancer. Breast cancer. And liver cancer. too. I have 3 friends going through these and it sucks to not be able to be there for them because of COVID. Close bracket. Oh. And just because I'm a survivor. FCK kidney cancer. 2. I have 3 friends going through these and it sucks to not be able to be there for them because of COVID. Oh. And just because I'm a survivor. FCK kidney cancer. Hug your spouse more. Man on man, woman on woman, man on woman, whatever, hug those who are there for you. Wife's an ER nurse, I'm a firefighter working through COVID nonsense. The forced quarantine after contact with a positive PT has ripped us apart. It's hard to cope when your coping mechanism is behind glass, out of reach. Hug your peeps. Edit. Thanks everyone. I never got an award before on the Reddit. This made my day. Thanks for having us in your hearts, party people. Hug your loved ones extra hard for us tonight if you can. Always have a plan B. This can have 2 meanings. Always having the plan B pill is also extremely beneficial. That people will genuinely believe bad events will end just because a year is over. It's overwhelming how many times I hear things like, OMG, I can't wait for 2021. Everything will be a fresh start, or 2020 can just leave. Like, what do you really expect? All issues reset every January the 1st. WTF. That there are so many horrible people in the world. Oblivious to everything around them and only concerned with themselves. And also that there are so many kind and loving people in the world that are willing to help anyone. Crises show people's true nature. It's a chance to re-evaluate our friendships and cultivate relationships with the better people out there. Not to take travel for granted. I am trying to learn French as something to keep distracted with. And to feel like I am doing something which will pay off when traveling in the future. But would give anything for a worry-free week abroad right now. Getting very sick of the inside of my flat. Humans have forgotten humanity. Checks and balances can be FK'd by a conglomerate of assholes. Also, Padme was right. Democracy dies with thunderous applause. Things and people can be gone in an instant. Everything we hold near and dear can be snatched from us in a blinding flash. I worked with a guy one time whose wife and 2 children were killed in a car crash. That I really enjoy not having the pressure to hang out with people looming over me all of the time. Same. Always knew I was an introvert but didn't realize just how long it would take for me to be completely alone before I started to want human contact. It's 2 months. By the way, my work went remote mid-March and I live by myself. All my co-workers would go on about staving off loneliness via their Zoom parties with their friends and video workout classes, etc. But it wasn't until 2 months of isolation later, mid-May, that I started to feel the need to socialize. The rich get richer while the poor get poorer. It's already bad enough under normal circumstances, but in global crisis situations this applies even more. Global crises are fantastic for the 1%. It's like a great big fire sale for land, stocks, companies. They get to buy it cheap from people forced into desperation, forfeiting their homes. 401 KS. Small businesses, etc. to keep their family fed. All that stuff still holds its value when the crises end. So their wealth balloons as soon as the rest of humanity does the hard work of fixing whatever broke. Today it's only a few dozen families that would need to go away for everyone on earth to double their wealth. Not advocating anything. Just saying. How selfish and stupid a large number of people I used to think of as friends truly are. I seriously underestimated how self-absorbed and idiotic Americans are. Things can only get better is a platitude, not a guarantee. That nothing f***ing matters and that you are responsible for your own happiness. You know how introverted you are when there is a quarantine and your life barely changed. 2020 has taught me that it was worse than 2019. Death sucks. Illness sucks. Isolation sucks. Bankruptcy sucks. Never get your hopes up because 2020 will crush them. How many relatives of mine are racist fuckwards? Yeesh. I really underestimated how racist my country actually is. Prepare multiple backs up for finance, health, and supplies. Life never goes as planned. It showed me who my real friends are. And some stuff about how stupid some people are. Even if it is to protect the people who are at risk due to coronavirus. The more we complain, the more shitty 2020 gives us complain about. So I'm just looking for the positives and counting down the days. That even people you once thought were reasonable aren't. People you thought were responsible and at the very least 1% not selfish are 100% selfish. I've lost respect for a lot of people and it's alienating. A common hardship won't bring people together, like an Independence Day or Watchmen. Rather, it'll drive them to care only about their own interests. Think Cersei in the face of the White Walker threat. That the media can make a difficult situation 1000x worse by stirring up panic and telling a lopsided story. That my life is actually pretty good and I don't rely as much on social validation as I thought. It's sad and understandable to see how much PPL are struggling with quarantine etc. And it's sometimes strange to see that I'm having a straight up brilliant time. Maybe I'm lucky. Maybe I've arranged everything very well. IDK, but it's been a great year so far. Horde Mothefka. Horde. Life can always give you worse. That the United States is really not prepared for real shit to happen. Most of the world is not. We are held together by f***ing threads of a stretched out cloth ready to tear. For myself, I discovered my wife does not love me after 12 years. And boy, this shit hurts. Never trust China. How the internet truly is. I made all my social media accounts this year thinking it would be a fun ride, but it's just been 7 months and I regret getting a Reddit account. So many retards. People are far stupider than I thought. Which is both scary and depressing. Considering how little I thought of my fellow humans in the first place. Don't take the things you have for granted. That people will destroy an entire civilization over manufactured fear. I learned to stop making excuses for other people's bullshit behavior. Also FCK the Chinese Communist Party. That leftist extremists of today are pretty much like the ones who followed Lenin and Stalin. How much racism there really is towards poor white people. As a Spanish man, I always figured it was about equal across the board. In this current climate, it's become quite clear that you are looked down upon if you are white. And it appears that you can get away with more when your victims are poor white people. If you apply for a job, you're more likely to get denied if you're white. If you have an opinion or even a fact about social climates currently, it's voided if you are white. It's statistically been proven that cops are more likely to shoot white people in altercations, fearing backlashes from shooting minorities. I'm seeing videos every single day of white people being attacked for being white and everybody just ignores it. I legit live in a country, USA, where subjective opinions have more grounds in truth than facts. People in Europe and in the USA are just as dumb as the rest of us. They just used to pretend that they knew better. To not take physical school for granted. I very much dislike online school. But that's probably just a me thing. That life is tragic, cruel, and absurd. To the point where it can completely break you. But also that no matter how bad it all gets, there is genuine peace and comfort in real, platonic love, and my friends are the light of my life. We have each other's backs and we adore each other. So in a way, despite having lost nearly everything, I am incredibly lucky. I'm never really alone. In my normal life, I have less human contact than people who claim to be quarantining harder than everyone else. And this is the least isolated period of my life. That most of the jobs that said they would help or take care of me realistically won't. And that I have a better chance starting my own business than working for some other guy. The general cruelty and unfairness of life. It is like Captain Picard said. It is possible to commit no errors and still lose. That is not weakness. That is life.